To crack down on so-called fraudulent patients who exploit car insurance, the government has decided to put an end to payments for future medical expenses for minor injury cases.
정부가 자동차 보험금을 과다하게 타내는 이른바 나일론 환자를 없애기 위해 경상 환자에 대한 향후치료비 지급을 원천 차단하기로 했습니다. You know, it's so funny. When I first heard this term, nylon patient, nylon 환자, I was like, nylon? Like, you mean nylon as in Nylon? 우리 왜 이게 그 옷 나일론?
Yeah, 원단이 나일론이죠.
Yes, that's right. So, but of course, that is a very Konglish term. We would say something like fraudulent patients. And the word fraud is close to 사기, right?
Yeah. So a person who is a fraud, you would call them a 사기꾼, right?
사기꾼,
yeah, a
yes.
fraud. So fraudulent is kind of the adjectival form of that. But yes, the nylon 환자.
나일론 환자.
When I first read that, I laughed reading
Yeah,
this.
I heard this before and I was like, oh, okay, that's a fun expression. Tell us more about what the government is going to do.
So this is addressing an issue that I think many people have experienced or had to focus on, worry about. Whenever you get into a car accident, sometimes the person pretends to be
A little bit.
in more pain than they actually are.
Right.
And this has actually caused a problem because in 2022, the amount spent on actual treatments was less than the amount spent on future medical expenses. So, yeah, it's 그 진짜 치료비보다 그 향후 치료비 더 많이 나갔대요.
Really?
Yeah. So, because of this is saying we don't have a lot of evidence.
Right.
It's just given to them for the future. So,
And these are minor injuries?
yeah.
Okay.
So the government is trying to stop some of this fraud from occurring.
Okay, I can understand. I'm sure there's a lot of fraudulent practices going on. And so the government is cracking down on these sort of patients and they're taking action.
Yes.
So what's going to happen?
So for these minor injury patients, 경상 환자들, they can only get treatment for 8 weeks. Yeah, 8주까지 치료받을 수 있는데요. After that, if they want more, they have to prove that they need it.
증거를.
Yeah, 증거.
보여드려야
So there'll be documents that they need to give, and then they have to wait for the insurance companies or whoever to decide, yes, this is necessary.
Yes.
No, this is not necessary.
Okay. So they are basically, you know, before maybe it was kind of easy to get around the system. Now you've got to make sure that you go through certain processes.
Yes.
Okay. So when the government is cracking down on something, it means 뭐 단속하다, 뭐 강하게 처벌하다. So usually it has to do with illegal activity.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So crack down on crime, 범죄, 뭐 마약, drugs.
Yeah. Theft, right? That's
Theft.
stealing. You can use this in a maybe joking way.
What do
Maybe
you
the
mean?
mom cracks down on snacking. So the children are not allowed to snack, not allowed to have potato chips.
Oh, yeah, right. Because, you know, children, if it's available, they will eat it all.
Oh, all those cookies. Yeah.
Crackdown. That's great. Okay. So I guess we gotta, you know, this is a good thing for insurance companies and, you know, they're taking more interest in that. All right, let me read that again. To crack down on so-called fraudulent patients who exploit car insurance, the government has decided to put an end to payments for future medical expenses for minor injury cases.